Hey guys, and welcome to my 2025 bullet journal setup video. This year I am using the travel size notebook that came in the Notebook Therapy Lucky Bag this year. And I'm actually using a lot of the items, if not all of the items from the Lucky Bag in this setup. So you'll see all of the washi tapes, the pet tapes, and the stamps. I'm using a fair bit of those. So kind of what I based my entire setup around, I knew I wanted this art that you see on the screen, which is by an artist I saw on Pinterest. I will tag her in the video. I loved her art, and the reason I chose this art was because I was searching for Barbie Magic of the Pegasus art. I was listening to a bunch of Barbie songs in the car, and I was like, oh, Barbie Magic of the Pegasus would be perfect for this setup just because, unicorn, Pegasus, it kind of fits. So I use this one sheet that I printed off for the entirety of all my spreads, and I'm using all the notebooks, therapy stationery. I'm also using this kind of brown, sandy-ish paper that I have from this book of random papers. Anyways, I only really use it in this cover sheet, so you won't see it again. I'm also using a silver washi tape that I got from Daiso. I also only use this one on the cover sheet. I really want to stay consistent, but now that I'm watching it back, I wasn't very consistent with the fact that I didn't use those in the later spreads. Speaking of staying consistent, I actually ended up recording this video over 4 days instead of just one, which is what I wanted to do. I just kept getting busy and distracted, and yeah, anyways. So I kept forgetting kind of what I did previously. So I kept having to go back and be like, oh shoot, I forgot to outline that, or oh, I forgot to add the highlights of whatever. So you'll see that a lot later in the later spreads when I get really confused with myself. So obviously you can tell I'm doing a lot of scrapbooking. I really didn't have to draw in anything for this setup, which was really therapeutic. I'm in my last year's notebook bullet journal, I was doing a lot of drawing for all my setups, and I loved how it looked, but it just took up a lot of time. And with school, that wasn't my smartest move. So this year I told myself, unless you really have the time with, not a lot of schoolwork, or you're on break or something, you should really try to do more. I don't want to say minimal because I don't want to do minimal spreads, but more spreads that don't involve a lot of complicated art, coloring. I have to take out and later clean up all the supplies that I'm using, kind of thing. Also, I think you've probably already noticed this, but I am so sorry that I failed to tie my hair correctly, because clearly it just shows up, especially in those first couple clips for that cover page spread. My hair shows up so often, and I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that, and it's kind of embarrassing watching it back. I also want to apologize for the fact that it's kind of a choppy video because I had to edit out so much of my struggles with these stickers and washi tapes and pet tapes. Not because of the stationery itself, just because for some reason, I don't know if my hands were just really cold, but I could not find the peel up edges. I don't know. It wasn't working out. So there was long periods I had to edit out of me just failing to get the washi tape or stickers from the sheet. Yeah. So here is my year at a glance spread. I probably shouldn't have hand wrote all of the days and the calendars, and there's my hair again. Okay. I hand wrote it all, and then I did it again for my future log, which I don't recommend. But I just love the way it looks, and I think it looks really, really nice. And yeah, so you can watch me kind of write in numbers for the next 30 seconds or so. So I kind of just used a regular calligraphy font just because I didn't really want to find another font. Although I normally do really like finding different fonts on dafont.com and trying to and like copying them just because it adds variety. But again, I just was not in the mood for that. And I think kind of the curly regular calligraphy looks nice with the whole ethereal myth vibe. Oh my goodness, I can't with my hair. This is insane. Oh, I'm also sorry if you hear any typing in the background. My sister is doing some homework. But I doubt you can hear it, so I think we're fine. She paused and looked at me. So here I am going back in and adding kind of thickness on the downstrokes, which is how that's how I learned to do calligraphy. I also had to cut out all of my erasing because it was a lot of erasing. And I had to wait because I wanted the pen to be completely dry before I started erasing things. Also, you see me here using an actual, those, what are they called? Whiteout dispenser things, but instead of whiteout, it's, oh gosh, I'm horrible with words. It's adhesive, which is really exciting because I ordered one online. Because on the cover sheet, I was using double-sided tape, which I normally use, but it was getting so frustrating because me and tape were not agreeing with each other. But yeah, I also, in the top left, that unicorn sticker is so cute. It's adorable. And honestly, everything in this entire lucky bag was so cute and it was wonderful. I'm using a silver stamping pad for all the stamps. And I realized because it's kind of silver, you can't see a lot of the details with each of the stamps. So my original plan was kind of try to use all of the stamps in this setup and use them 2 or 3 different ones per page. But it didn't turn out that way because I realized they all kind of look the same when I stamp them, just because I'm also really bad at stamping. So I kind of got lazy later and just started using the same one. And here, I thought that middle looked kind of empty, so I just added a bow sticker and cut it just so it would lay flat in that, the binding crack. And here I went in with a gold pen. I was going to use a silver one, but my silver pen was being a little odd. And with the silver stamps, I kind of wanted something, a color different. Here, I'm trying to find I was hoping to find a pink highlighter that kind of matched the pink in the original art. But nothing was working, so I had to whip out the Prismacolors. And even then, the pinks weren't the right pink. So what I ended up having to do was I took one pink, which is more of like a pale peach, and then I took a brighter pink and lightly put that on top of the first pink. And here I was like, oh, this blue matches really well. I'll just use that instead. But I didn't love the look of the colored pencil, as you'll see in a couple seconds. Anyways, this year at a glance page was me trying to figure out what I wanted to do and kind of set the steps and set the entire setup for the rest of the spreads. But here, I don't know why I erased it and then decided to try again just to erase it again. So yeah, I thought this was kind of funny, so I left it in because man, I was struggling. And then I realized I had a nice looking blue mild liner I could have used that entire time. And I don't know why I didn't use that from the beginning. So I used that to highlight, and I don't know what happened to this footage, but I ended up going back in and making the line thicker. And then I took that pink, the pink colored pencils and going underneath the blue. It's kind of like a drop shadow. But I think I lost that footage. I don't know where that went. Here, moving on into the future log. I'm using the same font. Sorry, wow, that word struggle. Here I'm using the same font, the same kind of typewriter-ish font for the months, and the same curly font for the title. And here again, I decided to handwrite all the calendars. And when I first blocked this out in my pencil, I just wrote a J, F, M, A at the top instead of actually writing out, January, February. So I had to stop the video, first do that, and do that on the rest of my sheets as well. Because I just I just did 3 future log spreads. And I know I could have done a Dutch door, and most of the time I would. In last year's bullet journal, I used so many Dutch doors just because it's so convenient that you only have to decorate it once, but you get multiple, like weekly or whatever spreads from it. But I was really, I guess, motivated to use more stamps and do more scrapbooking because I actually really like it. It was really fun. And while I have the time during, winter break from school, I figured why not? Why not just do 3 of the same spread, but like slightly different? So yeah, here I'm going in with that same gold, sparkly, shimmery, metallic, that's the word, pen, and kind of outlining the different columns for the monthly, future log. And what I want to do for this is there's 3 of the washi tapes that I didn't get to use on a lot of like the titles and the spreads, just because they were just kind of too dark and didn't necessarily fit in. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. I can like put a different washi tape at the bottom of each month. So that's what my plan originally was. But then I realized like the heights of the washi tapes are different and I didn't like it. So I ended up, just because I had 3 washi tapes and 3 future log sheets, I just put the different washi tapes along the bottom, as you can see, as I'm doing here. One of the washi tapes is like really thick though. It's like really tall. And so I put that during the months of kind of like January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. Those are like the summer months, so I knew I wouldn't have a lot in the future log. But actually, right after I just said that, I realized I would probably have more, because there's more fun events I'm doing versus... Anyways, it's okay. It's whatever. It's not a big deal. All I know is it looks fine. It's fun. If I need more space, I will squeeze and cram it in. I don't know. But yeah. Here I'm doing the same thing, adding all the gold stars and dots and crosses, adding more tapes and stickers. And you saw I ripped the same art. I ripped part of the edge corner piece to add to the top. And now you can actually see me adding in the color pencil. So yeah, that's kind of what I did for every single spread of the future log. And I know it's kind of repetitive, but I decided just to keep it in just because it looks, it's fun to look at. They are all a little different, so why not? Oh, and I found this little, not this little, I have a whole box of like these binder clips, but they're mini, like that purple one you see on the left. I found an entire box of those, and they have little smiley faces, and I think that's so cute. And I have them in like green, yellow, purple, blue, and I fully intend to use these. After this, I put like 4 of them in my pencil pouch so I can use whenever, because they're so cute. And they're so practical too. Like when I was younger, I was like, what is the use of a binder clip if you have a paper clip? Or just stapler? But I love binder clips now. Like whenever I see itty bitty ones, or even like the large ones, I'm like, yes, I need this. I need this in my life. I also love this pen. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but this pen, it's, I got it from my university's store, and it's like, when you write with it, the top moves, like wiggles, and so it kind of feels odd when you're writing with it, because it like, your weight gets messed up, and it's really long too, but it's so fun to use. Me and my friends have a few, and she uses them every single day, and I was influenced by her that I was like, I have to have one now. I have to. So I got this little dinosaur green one, and my sister got this blue, maybe it was pink, a dolphin one. Then it would have to be blue, but whatever. It was cute. Here you can see that sheet that I was, testing the colors on. I ended up using that part to use on this section of the future log. And yeah, more stickers, more stars, more whatevers. Yeah, I just love everything that came with this lucky bag. The washi tapes are so pretty, and the stickers. Although I've realized I'm not really a big fan of pet tapes, like where you have to cut out your outline yourself. Which, I mean, yes, it's not that much work. I couldn't find my X-Acto knife, my carrot one, which I really like. I just couldn't find it for a while. So here you can see me using scissors to cut that in the middle instead of my X-Acto knife. I found it later. Don't worry, I found it later and I used it literally on the next sheet, but yeah. So I was trying to avoid using those pet tapes until I found it again. And I did. It's all good. It's all fancy. And yeah. How is everyone's winter break going? I'm really sad because I only have a week left. School starts, or second term for me starts on January 6th, which I don't know when I'm uploading this, but that's soon. And I have work on the 4th. So that just made me really sad to think about. I am in my sophomore year. This will be my second term. I'll be taking organic chemistry for majors, and then what's it called? DiffEQ, differential equations, and I'll be taking physics and the labs associated with those. And yeah, it'll be a rough month. I've heard that the second term of OChem isn't very fun, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, I forgot to mention on the previous page of the future log, I didn't want to wait for the ink of the pen to dry before I erased because I didn't want to smear. So I was like, oh, let me erase my lines first before I draw and write in all the numbers, which was the dumbest idea because I had to keep checking back to my year at glance to make sure I was writing on the right day for the right day of the week. So that was kind of funny. And there you could see me go back because I forgot to highlight my title or my months. So yeah, very forgetful. Not very ideal of me to do this over a span of multiple days. Here we have the same deal. The same ripping out the paper, outlining the gold, using the washi tapes and the stamps and the stickers. It's really fun. We just got back from the coast where we went and saw this kind of, normally, I guess it's a, hey Nia, Shore Acres is a national park, right? Yeah, national. Yes, yeah, you are right. It's a state park. Anyways, we went to the state park, and normally they have a really pretty hiking trail we've been on, but we went for their Christmas lights, which they set up every year, and it's like a really big area set up with a bunch of Christmas lights. But man, when I say it was pouring, it was literally pouring rain. We were soaked out of our minds. Like, I was wearing a really thick puffer jacket, and I like this puffer jacket, and I got it completely drenched, and it was freezing, and I didn't bring an extra pair of clothing after. So I got in the car and I was like, oh, I don't want to get the car dirty, so I'm going to take off my jacket and put it in the trunk. And I put it in the trunk, and I realized my mistake when we went to go eat dinner afterwards. I had to get out of the car, but it was still pouring rain, and I didn't have a dry jacket because my jacket was in the back in a bundle. still soaking wet and freezing cold. I did not feel warm again until I got home. It was a crazy time. Yeah, we got some really cute photos, although we forgot to charge our camera, so that died after a little bit, which is really sad because of how many lights there were. Our phones weren't like picking up the lights that well, and other than me, I wore a bright neon red jacket. The rest of my family were all wearing like black or dark blue jackets, so the contrast was non-existent.
My defense, my camera the night before was full battery. Well, I had not charged it in a couple months, so maybe I shouldn't have just trusted that.
Yeah. My sister just said that she swears it was full battery the night before. Sure. I'm kidding. Anyways, yeah, so that was my experience. Oh, here is the... Oh, wow, I didn't even realize time passed so quickly. Here is the final spread of my 2025 setup. That's crazy. This is just a period tracker and an income tracker. Just keeping track of when, my period is. And I like seeing at the end of the year just overall my income, how much I spent, my net total of every single month. And I can just kind of see, I guess my stats. And here also, this is kind of fun. I was using the gold pen because I kind of want to emphasize, the dots for the days of the month. So I was just using the gold pen and going in and dabbing and all. But this took quite a bit. This is sped up to 5 times its original speed. So that's an indication. Actually, I think all of these clips are sped up that much, which I don't know if that's how much I should be speeding it up, because it kind of makes everything seem more kind of, like whiplash, but it's okay. And yeah, I don't really know. I don't have much to say about this spread. Oh, I actually liked how the period tracker looked with like the columns and the dots on the right, and I was actually wanting to see if I could figure out a way to make that income tracker like a mirror of that with the columns and rows of dots, but I just couldn't figure out a nice way to do that, and so I'm gonna try to incorporate that. Here's me forgetting again and going back and highlighting and doing the color pencil and highlighter. Wow. Okay, let me get back to the period tracker so you can see. Anyways, so I'm gonna do the same spread that I did for the period tracker, but for my mood tracker and habit tracker for my January setup, which I'm so excited about it, so I might as well spoil the theme now. Because of this being Barbie Magic of the Pegasus, I really wanted to do another Barbie setup, and my all-time favorite Barbie movie is definitely Barbie Diamond Castle, because it's just amazing. What can I say? And so my January theme is gonna be Barbie Diamond Castle, Barbie and the Diamond Castle inspired, so I'm really excited. You guys can look forward to that video coming out whenever I get around to editing, doing voiceovering that. And here this is where I finally started using the pet tape. I don't know. Yeah, it took me a while to finally use it. And so yeah, just ripping out more pages. This sticker was a lot bigger than I thought. I don't know, it seemed small in real life, but now that I'm looking back, I'm like, wow, that's a really big sticker. And all that book and the glove is just magical. So cute. And here's the final flip through. Anyways, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that my commentary was really random. Started talking about totally off-topic things, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, my randomness, and if it really bothered you that much, you can mute it. And I hope you guys like my setup, because I really love it. and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day!